What is the YouTube, man? So, taking the dog for a walk right now. I decided just to pop open the camera for real because I feel like not only my generation, but even generations to come, they don't understand the value and working on yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, being better than you was last year, last week, or anything like that. You know, when you become more valuable, you make more money. When you become more valuable, you tend to enjoy life way more. When you become more valuable, you tend to give off a whole different type of energy and vibe that attract those types of individuals. You know, like even just thinking about my life in general, I attract certain people. And I start to see like I started to attract certain people and certain things, and it was like, bro, them are not the people I really want to be around or I really want to be attracting. And it comes with working on yourself each and every day. You know, life is gonna happen. You're gonna have off days. You're gonna have times where you don't want to wake up, you don't want to get up. But you gotta think about that motherfucker you used to be. Think about the one they hated on. Think of the one they talked shit about. Think about the one who they cheated on or treated you differently or fucking fired you or you know what I mean? Think of all that bullshit when you start to negotiate with the old version of you. Think about the version of you who they left off bad and bougie. And that's one of the things I give to my people in my community is that we read these certain types of things each and every day to keep us motivated, to keep us drive, to keep us purpose driven, to always know that if we think about going backwards, if we think about not improving ourselves, we giving a point to them. We letting them know that y'all was right about me. But once we start working on ourselves and we go opposite of the version of who they were talking about, we giving a point to the new version of us, the version of us that say, fuck you, I did this. And it's not always about shitting on the next person. It's not always about, making them feel like shit, but fuck it. They made you feel like shit, you know? They said you was this, they said you was that. They didn't believe in you. They didn't think you was gonna make that money. They didn't think you was gonna be consistently posting that content. They didn't think that it was worthy enough of you to be able to have certain standards and certain goals that you wanted to obtain that it didn't require them. When people start seeing you level up, people start seeing you change, people start to make it seem like you was the one that's still being fucked up, unless you really are being a fucked up individual. Becoming the best version of yourself, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes courage, it takes you actually wanting to change, not just watching those videos or videos like this, not just going to buy this shit and not using it, not reading the book and not putting it into action. Like I said, in Twox Academy, this one thing that I make sure all my people do is while we read, we take notes. When we take notes, we reflect on it and put actionable steps we can take. And also, while we do this, it's not just for them to sit there and look pretty and for you to show up. No, it's for you to read each and every day. If you have nothing to do, you need some motivation. You have nothing to read. You on an airplane. You're waiting on your food or something. You can read these daily notes. And it will put you back in that flow state. We do things to put ourselves back in flow state. Sometimes it's not easy just to click on it, get to work, and get to moving. Sometimes we need to be put in that flow state. And I give my people everything they need about their life, anything that helped me to get in a certain type of flow state, to become the best version of myself, to always looking for the positive, not always looking towards the negative. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Chuchi, come on, come on, come on. It's not always like, you know, sun and blue skies, bro. This life gets hard, but we can make failure impossible and make it easy on ourselves to make this life worth living, to make this life the life that we truly desire, and that's about working on ourselves. You miss the fact of working on yourself. Some people think that, oh, you're bougie, you think you're too good, they think it's fucking, you shouldn't have to. Like, how do you think the fucking most successful people are the most successful people? They worked on their self. They worked on their business. They worked on their craft. They became the person required. Oh, and a lot of the individuals that you see are not even happy with themselves. They're on social media doing dumbass shit, trying to make money instead of being themselves and seeing what they have and the craft that they have made. Instead of making sure they're eating good, they're fucking toxic as fuck. Not just because the way they move, but the shit they put in their body, bro. It comes with working on yourself. I encourage you to work on yourself. Reading books, working out, winning your day, journaling, reading, and it's not only about those things either. That's relationship wise. I was cheating. I cheated. I always talked bad about my partner. I always was an embarrassment. I'm sure she thought she was very embarrassed, but I was the embarrassed one. I'm sure people, they wasn't laughing with me. They wasn't laughing with me. They were laughing at me. Even seeing the fact that people actually went for my person because I just opened up the door for other people to mess with my person. And me being on this journey, that's one thing I want to stop. That is one thing I pride myself in. Like, I'm not doing that shit no more. Cheating and dealing with more than one individual, it isn't cool, bro. I'm really focused on myself. I'm locked in. Like, I ain't really on none of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, self-improvement is not just about going to the gym or working out. It's about changing the shit that the person that you used to be, the things that you do, the things that you would say, how you react. You shouldn't be reacting to certain shit. You shouldn't let your emotions win. You shouldn't let anything anybody say or got going on move you. And I've been learning to do that, even with working a 9 to 5, bro. I don't give a fuck about none of the people there, what they got going on, what they doing, what they drinking, what they talking about, what they smoking on. I don't give a fuck. I'm working on myself. I'm doing everything opposite of what I used to do. What everybody's around you doing, do the exact opposite, and you will ultimately become the best version of yourself. I kid you fucking not. I kid you not. Like, I might not have the money and shit like that, bro. But the money gonna come. With the skill, money comes. You gotta be patient and keep working. Obsess over self-improvement. I don't care what anybody else say. I don't care what they feel. As long as you're not just really saying fuck everybody that you love in your household and you the fucking provider. I'm not doing no shit like that, bro. Still take care of what needs to be taken care of, but fuck everything else and work on yourself. Improving yourself is the best thing that you could do. Becoming more valuable is the best thing you could do. But that is it for the video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, man. Peace.